Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Free for All, presented by the Gorilla Position Network. I am your host, the BBB Jason Rumble, and if you look at my cool wrestling jacket brought to you by Squared Circle, sent to me by my buddy Adam Jack Pelly from Jim Joyce, I believe, or Dave Boyce, I believe this came from, supporting, showing my love and support for Maritime Wrestling. As you can see, I was confused on camera there. Any pro wrestling, independent, I'm here to support it. So tonight we're going to talk Royal Rumble and give some predictions, maybe some of the spoilers. Later on, we'll talk our stuff. If there's some people out there that I've never had on here that like to come on, it's Royal Rumble. It's Friday Night Free for All. Why not let some people join in and say what's up? And if they want, give their 2 cents on their Royal Rumble prediction. Mr. AJP himself, sporting that Celtics hoodie. Were you watching any of the game tonight?
No, I got the SmackDown on here, and this Naomi Sonya Deville match is poop.
Is what?
Poop.
Well, what do you expect? Sonya Deville was really not much.
I liked it when her and Mandy Rose tagged. I thought they were all right.
That's why people tag, because it hides imperfections.
True enough, yeah.
I won't say that about everybody. People might get their panties in an uproar. I mean, that would say that because I felt that I was a good tag team wrestler. That did I have imperfections? I think we all have imperfections as far as in-ring skills. It's just knowing how to hide them well. That's what being a good worker is.
If you want to highlight you can highlight your tag partner at the same time when he's good at.
Exactly.
It's vice versa.
Yeah, I agree.
So the jacket fit nice, eh?
Jack, now that you said the A, I've been watching a lot of this Below Zero program, okay? And they have one, it's called Northwoods Territory, and it focuses on this Indian kid from Ontario. And everything he says is, so I'm going down the river, and then I see this beer out of my eye, no shit, B.
Welcome to Canada. Yeah,
I just thought it was hilarious. Like, he said it millions of times.
Yeah.
Oh, Wes. Here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, the creator of the Gorilla Position himself, Mr. Jimmy Fingers. Jimmy, what's that? The inside? Oh, that is the inside of the car. I thought you had the phone upside down in your kitchen sink.
No, the only way I can drive you is join you is from the car, so I'm here.
There you go, buddy. What are you up to tonight?
Picking up some food, getting ready for the storm.
Yeah. Is it going chaotic where you're at right now, I must ask?
It is. It just drives me insane that all these people that have been living here their whole lives react this way to a storm.
Yeah, I wish this is the time you wish your grandparents were alive, because they knew how to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're the same here. People don't care. As long as they can get to Tim Hortons, they're fine.
Buddy, as long as you're able to keep your power here, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know what? That is something I worry about, because then I can't entertain myself.
Exactly. I have to make sure
you can read the fisherman's game.
Yeah, I can.
We'll probably lose power, and I won't be able to see the Rumble or anything.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, that's tomorrow night. So So you can.
Yeah, but it's supposed to start at like. The snow's supposed to start here in the wee hours of the morning, And then I don't know when it's supposed to taper off, but then I think it picks up again, and then there might be some wind.
Yeah, we're in that 2-foot range where I'm at, and
Yeah, us too.
they're talking about up to 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, that's what's going to kill us is the wind. And this storm is like branched out all the way to like Jersey too.
Yeah, it's a biggie.
Yeah, it's hitting us here too in Nova Scotia.
Yep, Halifax. Halifax always gets what the remnants of the Boston weather.
Yeah. So if we really if we see something on the American channels, oh, you guys get snow, we usually get snow as well.
So well, I might as well not that everybody's tuned in yet, but guys, last Saturday evening while I was feeling a bit under the weather, I hesitated from taking the test on Saturday. Sunday morning, I couldn't even wake up. My wife came in around 10:30 in the morning, gave me a COVID-19 test. I tested positive Sunday morning.
Boy.
Yep, from that point Sunday, I slept. I forced myself to wake up at around 6:30. I watched the remnants of the first playoff game, and then I watched some of the second. But I'm a huge GCW fan, so I tuned in to watch the GCW pay-per-view. I have mixed feelings about it. I didn't like the way the show ended with like they could have saved the two original guys for the end of whatever happened and really let a good match go on. I was very
I actually caught it, man. It was a little overhyped.
Yep. It wasn't who I expected. I get why they put Gage and the other dude in there. I'm gonna introduce Stiff Mike to the table. Mike, I'm just talking a little bit about the ending of the GCW show last week. I wasn't really it wasn't what's brought them to the dance, so to speak. If you was a person who's never watched GCW before and said, "Wow, I've heard all about this company,"
what is up with the internet today?
The snowstorm is on its way. I think it's freezing everybody.
Dude, my laptop is being stupid. I use my phone for right now.
So
it's ridiculous.
If it was a person that's never seen GCW before and they were expecting to see blood and guts, it was by far one of their nicest looking ventures they've done. But as far as the show hype, it didn't live up to the hype.
Be right back, fellas.
Yeah, but never do. He sounds like he's getting out of a soda can.
So before we talk WWE, can we start with AEW tonight?
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Bring up what you want.
I liked the ladder match, but I thought they went over the top too soon early before their finish. Like that cutter from the top of the ladder and the crossroads from the top of the ladder. That was just, I thought that was too much too early. But I thought that's the way independent wrestling's going now. Like I can see it. I can see like if you're in a high school gymnasium, you wrestle in front of 200 people, and you're trying to get a pop in the crowd. But maybe is that what?
Buddy, that's what that is about. But can I tell you something? And I'm not sticking up for that spot, but how many old schoolers would say, "Why would you do that spot in front of 200? Wouldn't you save that thing for like 2,000 to 20,000?" So with that being said, Sammy Guevara actually did that spot in front of enough people. Should that spot that he did off the ladder, that senton that nearly broke him in half, should he have continued after that? I think that should have been a go-home, and it should have been a pin on the ladder if there would have been any way for that to happen.
I just thought
Even though it was a ladder match, I believe that there's at times matches like that do too much of an extreme style of stunt to make things believable. But Pelly, that's what this generation of wrestling fan wants. They want
I think you there, Rumble? Is he there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here. Mike, what did
This
you
is
say?
ridiculous. Everyone's losing.
They could have just built it up more so they could done all those high spots more at the end than like a quarter or 30% of the way through the match. That's all.
Unfortunately, that's the style of wrestling that we're dealing with nowadays.
Yeah. I think we were brought in a different way, and
give a shout out to Jeff James. Jeff's comments. What's up, boys? I hope you all are well. Jeff, I hope you're well. How you doing tonight? Pelly, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's frozen. So, yeah, this.
But yeah, I can understand what you're doing. Like, maybe they're just trying to beat the last week. Like, they're trying to beat that Hangman Adam Page 60-minute Iron Man match and the 40-minute match, and they're trying to up it each week. But man, it's going to be hard to with some of these matches to pull off. What are they going to do next week? Do you know what I mean?
Jeff, it's good to hear your back is getting better day by day. Young kid with the back injury isn't good. You need that back to be nice and strong so you can carry Maritime Wrestling. Mike, you back?
Yeah, something's going on. It's irritating me. My laptop is running really slow, and I'm hooked right up to my router. It's being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's
coming from Rumble. They gotta do something bigger than next week and the week after. So they got to do something to follow that. So
can I tell you something? Right now, the wrestling world is on its toes because they're gonna want to know. So Jeff is saying, "What's going on, Mike?"
Yeah, what's going on?
Other than internet issues, not much. So
you're talking about surprise entrance?
No, we're talking about the ending. The Cody Rhodes, Sammy Guevara match, talking about the stunts being a little too extreme for believability, especially since some of the stunts, especially that senton from the top of the ladder, man, that almost broke Sammy's back. For him to have been able to go on longer than that, it was, you know what I mean? Like, the believability of it. The believability of it.
Longer. He should have sold that a bit longer.
I thought the match was a good match, but the believability is what's hard for me at times.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I will take that over the fucking hugging pool pencil that fucking Cole and fucking Cassidy did to end that. That was just disgusting.
The what?
Orange Cassidy hug and he took the bump.
Hey, let's jump into the pool.
It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
and there was a botched camera angle too where Cole went to kick Cassidy's hand against the stairs, and the camera was right on it, and Cole missed it by like 40 feet, and then Cassidy had to sell it. That was some real amateur shit there.
It just shows you, even the best company in the world messes up, brother. Even the best company in the world, AEW, the company that does not, and I repeat, does not insult the mind of an intelligent person.
Did we get to see Cena yet? It sounds like John Cena's writing his fucking goody two shoes promos.
You can't see me. Everybody loves him though. And then you got that ugly Chris Jericho.
Ugh. I'm sick of that fucking song, man. He needs to go away for a little while.
Where's he gonna go and then come back?
Let's see how long I last this time.
Where
The
is
Rumble.
Where Chris Jericho's going to the Rumble?
Go to the Rumble and get eliminated by KO. See you later. Go tour with Fozzy.
There's a linked sheet, and they said Moose is going to be in there at the Rumble.
Really?
I don't think that was legit though, but
I've been saying Moose, and if I had it, Mike, I told the guys here that I had tested positive for COVID, so I just got out of quarantine today, and one of the things
how do you feel
ahead
now, Jay?
All right,
how do you feel now?
Here we go. So this is how it started. On Saturday morning, I woke up and I couldn't even go to the bathroom without being out of breath. I just thought it was weird. And then my nose was stuffy and I had a headache. So I just thought, oh, fuck, going outside in the morning at 6:30 to start up my car in my bathrobe is starting to catch up with me. That's all. I didn't think nothing of it. So what made me fucking really believe that something was bad is Saturday night during the show. Before the show, I went downstairs to get things ready at the school for the kids, and my knees felt like they were going to fall off, and it felt like somebody was punching me in the chest like it was on fire. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So Saturday night, I got home. I braved it up to go through the UFC fight. But my wife knew something was fucked up because I slept through everything Sunday morning. And I had told her right before she left that I was feeling like crap. So she automatically went when she went food shopping on Sunday morning, stopped at Walgreens, got me a COVID test, and that thing popped red. It tells you to wait 15 minutes. That thing was red in 2 minutes.
2 lines? Was it 2 lines, right?
There's 2 lines.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah, oh yeah. And so Sunday, like I said, I forced myself to get up. And from Sunday into Monday, I basically slept until about 7 o'clock at night, Monday night. I watched Raw.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing you could have done, Jay, instead of trying to fucking maneuver in it, because keep your body at rest. I mean, you should try to get as many fluids in and stuff, but there's nothing you can do other than fucking ride it out. And if you try to push through it, you're going to get out of breath. You're going to get fucking panicky like I did. You know what I mean?
Nah, I get more. My whole thing is I get impatient, and with my impatientness, I don't like talking to people. So it was one of the main reasons why I stayed off the grid. And I know people, if I had told people, oh, blah, 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 that, hey, if I was real bad, I would tell people. But I knew that if it didn't feel like, it felt nothing of the way it felt 2 years ago when I know for a fact that I got it. When COVID, before we ever got into a lockdown because of where I was. So,
well, you sound good now, based upon everybody I know who's got it again, and for the people who were vaxxed versus the people that weren't vaxxed, is that it went by quicker for those who were vaxxed.
So Monday. It was like, and here's another thing. Monday morning, I had to call into work and talk to people. For 2 days, I really felt disoriented. Like I couldn't get no train of thought together. My brain was all thumbs. So I was really disoriented. And I shit nuclear. It was fucking nuclear green, dude. It was like I ate a gallon of Crunch Berries by Captain Crunch. You ever eat
Yeah, it
just,
goes right.
it was
It goes right to the plumbing, dude. It
Oh.
attacks me a big time.
But I still had a decent appetite, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to eat a lot because if I farted, I didn't, I got to run. I was locked in my bed. They locked me in my bedroom, and they wore masks. I was well taken care of. But I'll tell you, I was fucking. It was stir crazy. As much TV as you could have, I would stir crazy.
How do you feel now?
Other than my normal bit of schnotz anyways, because I got a deviated septum and I've always been like Darth Vader, I feel fine.
That's good. That's good. That's a 7-day run. That's not bad.
I feel fine. I'll go back to school. I go back to work on Monday. I coach a basketball game. We got 3 left, and I'm good.
I'm glad, Jay.
I'm gonna enjoy watching the Royal Rumble tomorrow evening, and I honestly believe that this Forbidden Door is a huge. I would not be surprised if Vince McMahon pulls the wool over everybody's eyes that Mickie James was nothing more than he was short on women, and that it ends up becoming a big disappointment because I've been watching. That's the one thing. I watched a lot of WWE Network via Peacock the past few days.
Yeah.
And hold on one second. For those of you who really
Hold
on,
Jay. I'll be right back.
Yep. Go on, Pelly.
So talking about Raw and talking about this week's WWE, do you think like writers and stuff are like playing with us with some Brock Lesnar coming out with a cowboy hat and Adam Page the cowboy being an AEW champion, and do you think they're just like, or like I don't know? That thought came to my mind, but
all right. So I'll say it to you right now. Where does Brock Lesnar live right now?
Saskatchewan.
What does the Saskatchewan know? What does Saskatchewan have up there?
Cattle and beef and stuff.
So yes. Now, what's the Saskatchewan? What's the name of their football team?
Rough Riders.
Okay. A Rough Rider to me would probably be a fucking villainous cowboy in some way, shape, and or form.
True enough, but that just like the wrestling world knows that a cowboy is an AEW champion. So it was just a thought. I don't know.
No. Can I tell you something, Pelly? The world is a very complex place. You know that as well as I do. There's more ways to solve the Rubik's Cube other than taking every single sticker off and putting them the way you want them.
Yeah, but again about Brock Lesnar, he's getting a little bit better on the mic, but I do miss Paul Heyman talking for him.
I believe that like anything is possible, like Kevin Garnett said. Do I, in my own thought, think that because I don't think Brock Lesnar even knows who, this is my honest opinion, I don't even think Brock Lesnar knows who the hell Hangman Adam Page is. If you were to tell me Seth Rollins, then maybe that sounds a little bit more feasible for me because I can believe Seth Rollins watching the other product. I don't think Brock Lesnar even knows there's another product.
Oh, come on! I'm sure he knows there's another product out there.
Well, yes, but do you think Brock Lesnar cares?
No.
Okay. So therefore. You could be onto something, but then again, I don't think Brock Lesnar is the type of guy that's going to put any recollection or any recognition to another place.
Yeah, and again, getting back to Paul Heyman, like I enjoyed when Paul Heyman was talking about 75% of the time for Brock Lesnar, because that's what made the gimmick, man. He was the advocate.
So what if I was to tell you that I believe in order to keep, if they unify the belts at WrestleMania, in order to keep a two-brand champion, to keep the story lined right, why wouldn't it be that Brock Lesnar gets strong on the mic so that if and when Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar's got a head start on knowing what it's like to be on his own and cut promos.
But he's not. He's decent, but I don't think he'll ever be the man cutting promos. Rumble, Brock Lesnar. Yeah. He's okay. He's okay at it, but he'll never be like today, who cuts the best promos. Like he'll never be a Miz or he'll never be
MJF.
Better promos today. He won't be a Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins cut great promos.
Like MJF.
No, he'll never be.
How's things working now, Mike? Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Can you hear me now? You're frozen. So, Mike, what have you heard this week?
I can hear you, but I'm not. You haven't let me in.
You're in. You're in.
Mike, who's running your internet? Fucking Tony Khan? Fucking indie shit right there.
Who's running your internet? Tony Khan. Mike don't look happy.
That's a botch.
So, Forbesy, what's been the news this week? Anything good? Other than that one
as far as what goes?
Like, just spoilers in itself. Has anybody said, like, I've watched these Wyndham, Rotunda, people
are really latching on to those. Bray knows the guy. Bray watches it. He's giving it a thumbs up. But if you really look at the contents of that really deeply, man, I think a lot of that might be stuff, regarding his movie, which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Putting teasers out for the movie and like the whole wrestling thing is just like a decoy, I guess. I don't see anything wrestling related to it all, even though it looks that way. But there's so many different characters involved in those vignettes that it's very movie-like, And all the power to him, man. It's what he wants to do. I don't see him showing up anywhere right away.
Gotta love Chris
He's got
Reyes.
2 young babies.
Yeah.
Hold on. Jesus. Okay, we're back in business. All right, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
So, was hoping Chris Reyes was going to come on tonight.
No, he put out his predictions.
Yeah, he said the Mets are saying they wasn't going to be on.
He just put his predictions up there and gave us the Cody Rhodes is coming to the Forbidden Door. AJ Styles will win the Rumble. And then Ronda Rousey will show. Bayley will show. Nothing crazy. Like I can see Ronda showing up for sure. Short run.
Yeah.
I think
good payday for her. You know what I mean? I think I'll tell you what. I think Lita's going to win it. I think they're going to put the title on Lita for a short run too. I think she wants to do another run. She looks good enough to do it. Have Charlotte beat her or Becky or whatever.
Well, yeah, this way she don't go inside with AEW, huh?
No, she didn't want to. No, she did. I don't think she just wanted to. I think they told her that they'd give her another quick run, and if she's physically able to, and you know how often they have to dig to the past to get interest, you know what I mean? And I think it would be good. I always liked Lita.
Mike, what's your surprises you think that are going to happen this week? What are we looking forward to?
I could see Cody Rhodes showing up because he's still, like Chris said, he's a free agent. He hasn't signed with them yet.
And he's starved for attention.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like, now that the real Bullet Club is in TNA, wouldn't that be a kick in the ass if they showed up?
I'm thinking,
yeah, you know what? Yeah. You could see someone like Okada show up for just a nice quick payday.
Yep.
I wouldn't rule that out.
Do I think Bray Wyatt's going to show up? I don't know. The videos are getting weirder and weirder every time he lets one out. So he could.
The very last one was so far away from wrestling that convinced me he's not coming. At least not anywhere right now.
Yeah, the one that Mickey Biggs just posted?
Yeah, that was like a movie score. That was like a total, looked like a just all movie scene right there. All I know is
movie trailer, didn't it?
He's absent. He's absent this evening, Mickey Big. Was Capelli up to things, or did he feel he was too good to grace us with his Royal Rumble predictions?
No, he's going to do a run-in with this big dome and then try to lay down the law, lay down the facts, make a big appearance, but he's a no-show, man.
He's a no-show like Bray Wyatt.
Hey, man, Braun Strowman's been calling Wyndham out.
What were you saying, Belly?
Braun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bill.
I've been thinking on the women's side that Asuka might come back.
Yeah, she's definite.
That's not really going out on a limo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's still WWE property, you know what I mean? She would be a nice entrant for sure.
Serena Deeb would be a good one.
No, I think
they're trying to get Kyrie back too.
Who?
Kyrie Sane.
Who, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that the fucking person who fucking almost broke her net is gone, you know. What's her name? Almost fucking killed her. I forgot her name. Andre the Giant there, Mount Fuji. What's her name? The medication, man. Nia Jax. Yeah, Nia Jax almost fucking broke her neck.
Would it be funny if Nia Jax comes back?
I think Serena's all AEW because she always used to tell us when we were on tour, she'd like a lot of the time she used to talk about Punk to us, Rumble.
Yeah.
How close and influential Punk was to her. So they're probably, their relationship's pretty tight. I don't know if that means anything, but.
Oh my God, the internet issues I'm having today is annoying.
I can imagine you freeze
well,
every
I'll tell
so
you what,
often.
I stand one with Mike King on this, man. I am tired of CM Punk, dude. He needs a heel turn or something. I don't know what the fuck he needs, man, but he's getting roasted on the mic too. Like, yeah. I have no interest in this feud. It's like maybe they started it too soon. It's just like, okay, let's beat all the fucking henchmen first. It's like the same trajectory as, you know, the Labors of Jericho. It's like, all right, do the match and make it a one-off. And Punk's got to lay down for him.
Punk's probably writing the whole thing. He's writing the whole thing.
Well, it sucks.
It's the truth.
I don't know what it is. And I love Punk. I do. I just, he's just dead. He's stale.
You know he's writing the whole
coming out
thing.
every week. It's just like it's
He would have been better off
oversaturation.
going back.
You know he's writing
He
the
would have
whole
been
thing.
better off going back. He would have been better off going.
Go ahead, Mike.
He would have been better off going back to WWE and being the voice of the Faceless, to be honest with you. Because
Yeah.
what he's doing now is the shits. It's horrible. They're blowing him so bad, it's pathetic. Pathetic.
It's like he's got no edge. Like
It's
he's like,
just
oh,
bad.
hey, you're sick of
The
hearing me talk yet? Yeah.
I know, that's all he ever says. Are you sick of hearing me? I can't. No, we love you. Idiots.
And you know what, too? And I'm scared for Adam Cole, too, because I love Adam Cole, but it's just like love his entrance and everything, but it's like the same thing every week. It's just like, where is Miro? Where is Jay Lethal? Where is FTR? It's finally happened. They got too much. Not enough TV time, man. And it's like they're putting too many matches that should be on Dark, on Dynamite, and not putting all their primetime players on the 2 hours of Dynamite. It's fucking killing them.
They're trying to listen to too many voices that think they have clout in the back.
Hold on a second there. Isn't that kind of an oxymoron, listening to too many voices who think they have clout? If those people are getting on TV, correct me if I'm wrong, and they're listening to those voices do have clout because it's getting them the good TV time.
Yeah, but what happens to all the other guys that deserve the TV time?
I honestly believe that Tony Khan has too many chefs. And
that's what I mean.
There should be two people that are totally in charge of of what they should have called the main roster, which is Dynamite. I think Rampage should be treated just as if it was Dynamite, and I think the Elevation and the Elevation Dark, because they have two off-brand programs also, those should be treated for these just young, pathetic, waste of minute people. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. I think you'll see Brian Cage in the Rumble. Not as a forbidden door, but as a free agent.
Yep. I think he signs with I think he's going to sign with the WWE. Mike's been saying that for a while now. I'm going to go with what I've been saying all along because it's adding up. Now, I believe, and this is just my honest opinion, the WWE is in need of a guy of credible worth that has unlimited potential that he can still obtain. I believe the credibility of this one person that I'm going to stick to what I said originally about 4 months ago. And I think it's what's good for business. Because if you're not going to use this guy in this way, shape, and or form, I think this would be a guy that probably would benefit with not having to be with the WWE anymore. I believe, whoa, Mr. Jimmy Fingers is gone. Are we all still here?
It's gotta be the storm that's coming in.
All right. So here we go with my prediction. My prediction to win the Men's Royal Rumble. And the reason being I say this is I believe it's none other than the man who cuts the best promo in the business, the man who makes wrestling more believable than any man in this business. During the pandemic, he is one of the few that legitimately carried the company on his back. and he's the only other guy I can see to being a huge flagship bearer for the WWE that can make huge, incredible sense on being a credible person. It's none other than the Viper, Randy Orton.
I was gonna say the exact same thing, Rumble.
And hear me out. And this is why I believe it's one of the other things that I said too, that like the only way to put interest into WrestleMania is either A, it's going to be somewhat of credibility that's already on the roster that you could write stories for down the line, or it's bringing back Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt it's a for cry. His figure's sitting on the back of my couch. You know what I mean? Like he's not coming back. Like Rick Pitino said to the Celtics years and years ago, Larry Bird's not walking through that door. Robert Parrish, Kevin McNair, it's done. Like it's over and done with. There is a guy legitimately that has the credibility that if he walked out the WWE door tomorrow after Royal Rumble and went to AEW, I guarantee he'd be a main eventer right there. He'd step in the Daniel Bryan category. It would be Randy Orton. I believe Randy Orton. You could that Orton. This is a time that the WWE needs to take. He's had a great run with Riddle, and I think that Randy Orton is the man that needs to win this year's Royal Rumble and go on and main event WrestleMania. I believe in my heart, though, this is who I believe it's going to be. It's going to be Seth Rollins.
I completely agree with you, Rumble.
Billy, stop kissing Jay's ass.
I completely agree with you with Randy Orton, Rumble, because for exactly what you said, I think he's got to have at least one more run, maybe two, and he's still got to work with Riddle, whether he's with him or they work a program against each other, because I think Matt Riddle is the future of the WWE.
Yep, I agree. The future's not now. The future is legendary, and by that, it's Randy Orton's time.
Yeah, and either
all right. You want to hear my predictions?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, Pelly, finish.
So,
Pelly, finish. I gotta hear. I want to hear what he has to say.
Either he keeps teaching him like he has been teaching him, or the student becomes the master. They'll work some program like that. But Orton goes over, wins at WrestleMania, and then the big pay-per-view after that is what, SummerSlam?
After WrestleMania, no, probably Money in the Bank.
No, I mean like the big
SummerSlam, yep.
Then you might see Riddle and Orton work each other at SummerSlam.
all right. So this is how I think it's going to play out. Reigns loses the title to Rollins. He beats the crap out of somebody, gets in the Royal Rumble and wins it, and then takes on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
So what do you think? Do you think one night they're going to do the women's championship, and then the next night they're going to do the men's? Like they got to do something.
So you hear me?
Yeah. So yeah. Rollins is going to go in Rollins is going to beat Reigns and win.
No. Rollins is going to win the title from Reigns. Reigns is going to get pissed off, insert himself in the Royal Rumble, and win it.
Wow.
Oh,
and then he's going to take on Lesnar at WrestleMania. Because they want to switch titles. They want to move Brock Lesnar to SmackDown, and they want to have the Universal title back on Raw.
Interesting.
I can see it playing out that way. I'm sure Capelli would tell me I'm wrong, but whatever.
I like it. It's interesting.
But you never know, man. They could swerve anybody and do like a Nakamura a couple Rumbles ago.
True.
Because there's a lot of people trying to think like the same things we are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that we, but like, I don't know.
Well, I don't think there's somebody that's going to open the forbidden door and win the thing. I can tell you that. But I will say this: if there was any one guy from Impact that was going to be in the Royal Rumble from Impact, I would think it's Moose. He's somebody like Moose is a guy I could see in the WWE.
I agree with Mike, most of Mike's scenario, but I see it playing out a little different. I see Lesnar losing to Lashley by way of Paul Heyman and maybe Roman, and then Brock is winning the Royal Rumble and then faces Roman with Heyman with Reigns, and then eventually, clearly, Rollins will get that title off Lashley.
That's a good scenario, but I don't think they're going to take that title off of Brock right now. That's the only thing.
Well, I think again the end works out the same way because they're gonna take that Universal title and put it on Raw, and who knows, man? But I think Reigns is going to end up with Heyman still.
Could be.
That storyline all got botched because Roman was out for 6 days, and they got to somehow put that back on the track. Because as of right now, it's like, did everybody just forget about it? I didn't.
No.
I think they're gonna resume it somehow.
I kind of like Mike's scenario on how Rollins wins. The belt comes back to Monday night. Roman inserts himself in some way, shape, and form into the Rumble. Challenges. Everybody thinks he's going to challenge fucking Seth.
Yeah.
But it all breaks down that he challenges Brock Lesnar.
Could have worked the other way. Lesnar.
Why couldn't this happen?
Lesnar
Here, this one. Here, right before I see Pelly. Go ahead, Pelly.
Lesnar loses to Lashley. Lesnar inserts himself into the Royal Rumble and goes over.
Forbes just said that.
Oh, Forbes just said it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Forbes just said that. Yeah.
How about Lashley how about we just forget about Lashley altogether? And why can't Roman Reigns win his match, okay, against Seth Rollins? Then Roman Reigns inserts himself into the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, and just says, I'm the ultimate tribal chief. I'm going on to WrestleMania, and I'm taking on Brock Lesnar, title for title. Like, you know what I mean? Why? I don't understand.
Because it shits on everybody else. It shits on everybody else, Jay.
Why does it shit on everybody else? Because I beat Seth Rollins, and now because I believe I'm the best, I want to prove it and beat 29 other men?
Yeah, but have someone else win the Rumble, man. Well, then again, it would be Brock anyway. So.
But don't you want to see if we're all clamoring it to have one title, and if that is what their vision is, and we're all clamoring to have the not Vin Capelli's words, I believe he was one of the big advocates right now, believing that this title is headed for a merger.
Oh, I agree. That's what it should be, but they'll never do it. They have 2 shows and 2 networks.
Right. SmackDown won't allow that. I mean, Fox won't allow that. That's not going to happen.
All right. So anyways,
I would love to see it happen, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Unless they end the brand split, then it's okay.
I saw on some page today, I don't know if it's true or not, maybe it was just a fake news, but Disney and WWE are in some relationship now? Anybody see that?
Yeah, in India. It's only in India. It's nothing around here. It's the networks on Disney Plus in Indonesia.
Oh, okay.
So the same deal they did with Peacock.
Oh, Pelly, you got so bummed out. Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. In the most ultimate dirt sheet scenario, from shit that I've heard through some of those channels. Now, most of us agree that some kind of sale could happen, but not totally where Vince would be out of the picture, but like, you know, certain rights would be sold. Do not be surprised if that duo that buys that company is Nick Khan and The Rock.
Yeah, that's what that rumor's been floating around actually for the past couple of weeks.
I seen a thing the other day, but I was too sick to post it, and I didn't want to fight back on the comments. But I seen that the WWE and they weren't letting it known, but $8 billion was the latest price that was offered. $8 billion.
A sale to The Rock and Nick Khan keeps the McMahon family part of it. Just a hunch, no sources, just
scenarios. The Rock bought the XFL and the USFL, who I didn't even know was coming back, beat him to the punchline.
Yeah, The Rock is on to the next phase of his career, dude, buying shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder what he's going to do.
He's not selling that much tequila for $8 billion.
Here's the nightmare scenario for the Royal Rumble for the winner, Omos.
So, can I tell you, like the sign said at the ballroom for GCW, if Cardona wins, we riot. If Omos wins, we riot. Okay?
Would it
Well,
shock
he'll be
you?
going in there. He'll be going in there and eliminate guys. He'll be eliminating guys for sure.
Yeah, but they can't put him over for that. There's no way.
They can't put
He's
him
not
over
ready.
for that. Folks, I know that things are real shitty there, but they're not that shitty. And like I said, I've been watching a lot of WWE Network this week. There's one special that stands out. And what is that? Abort mission beeper. So
my seatbelt.
All right. Well, put your fucking seatbelt on. So I watched the Big E special. And if you look at the guys that are on top of the WWE right now, it's all the guys that came up through the FCW system. So they are utilizing the people they've had in the developmental. Is it working?
About time. Jesus
Okay.
Christ, my computer took a year and a day.
All right.
Jesus.
So the FCW original NXT people are the people that are coming up right now, are the people that are carrying the company. Rollins, Reigns, Wyatt, who just basically left the company, who was Husky Harris at the beginning. Moxley, who left 3 years ago.
Roman.
Yep. Claudio Casanova, who is
A jobber. He's not carrying shit.
Nope, but he's a mainstay on the roster. And
Yeah.
if people and he's a person that makes money. And he re-upped his deal, you know,
Who's
and
this?
he's on TV. Cesaro.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn just resigned too.
Sami Zayn just resigned, happy there.
Yeah.
KO.
Yep. It goes to say, just because we the fan aren't happy does not mean that the performer's not happy. It's just like I told Joey Kilmartin, and when he was all bummed out that KO re-signed with the WWE, and he was like, "But if you read his tweets, he's very mad at the WWE." And listen,
That's why he's a mark. That's why.
okay. Now that's another thing that is real money. The social media things that a lot of these people put out are for the fan interest. Okay, number one. Do you think Vince McMahon, who's the biggest prick on the earth, face of God's green earth, a guy that fought these people about having their internet properties, meaning their Twitches and all that, and fought them on it, is going to let these guys go out on social media and talk trash about them?
Nope.
All right. That's why I thought it was so funny. But he said he was unhappy on his Twitch one morning when he was walking his doggy on the beach. That he was bummed out about how things went on Friday night.
Could you imagine? If Joey? Could you imagine if Joey had some people over and they were watching the Adam Cole or Orange Cassidy finish?
Oh, I bet you they loved it. Their intelligence weren't insulted.
Oh my God! I was so disgusted with that.
Did you see how I put the big AEW? I put on a comment and I put it's still them Wednesday night AEW parties, baby. Woo!
You know what sucks about that is the match was good, but no one's going to remember the match. They're going to just remember the finish.
Yeah.
The match was very good, but that finish just took it all away.
To me many times. Rumble and I have some great matches, but we've had a couple poopers as well.
Oh, them guys going through that stage. You heard the foam.
That women's match was the shits too.
Which one?
With the little chick. She's horrible.
Layla
Hirsch. Yeah, she ain't ready. Her and Little Swole, Red Velvet. Yeah, they're both not ready for TV yet.
Again, with put Mero there, put Jay Lethal there.
Too much talent, not enough time.
Well, those two, they're eating up time.
So right now, I don't know what it is, but I can't hear it. I do know that Roman Reigns must have struck a nerve on Roman Reigns because they just got to a pushing match.
With who?
Rollins and Reigns. And then Roman just got outsmarted by Seth Rollins. Mike could be right. But then again, a loss to Seth Rollins. Why would I don't know. Why would Roman want to enter a Rumble just to face Brock Lesnar? I think honestly, we lost one match, but gained one that people ultimately wanted to see, which was the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, but you know what sucks about that is the lack of build-up.
What do you mean the lack of build-up?
3 weeks.
Bobby who?
And one of the weeks wasn't even there.
He was still talking. Listen, man, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say it again. The adage of the champ having to be there every week, I'm sorry. You all know who the champ is. To have him just be able to go out there to just for the sake of going out there is dumb. He was there this week. He was there, and that's all that mattered. Like, he ain't wrestling. It's Brock Lesnar. Everybody knows that. Everybody has to understand, too, that during the day, back in the day, the champ that was a prize fighter. The champ fought on the premium events only. Okay?
Right.
That's sorry. And it's Brock freaking Lesnar, dude. You think you know what I mean? You have to sacrifice a little when you're getting the credibility aspect of the other.
I won't fully disagree.
You know? Sorry. Everybody knows who Bobby that Lesnar's the champ. Just because he ain't there for 1 week, you know what makes him relevant? The fact that he gets talked about. He's still relevant. He's in the news.
I'm just watching main event, the dark matches for Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
LA Knight's on.
L.A. Nite. How do they receive him? How does he get received on the main?
I don't have the volume turned up.
Okay. Good for him. That's another one I want to see come up. I liked NXT this week. I thought it was. I didn't think it was a bad. Did not think it was a bad show at all. Didn't think it was a bad show at all. So
MSK and MSK had a decent opener, but the wrestler Jacket Time.
yeah. All right, boys. So let's get at it. Final Royal Rumble predictions. Let's go at it. Fingers, give us your scenario. Give us your surprise, your winners, your losers, and quite possibly your biggest surprise. That's
Shut the fucking blinker off.
What is his malfunction?
Oh my God.
What's he doing? Doing Uber Eats tonight?
No, he's doing it on purpose because he's a clown.
Well, he's not answering the question.
Forbes A.
Forbes. Forbes.
Yes, sir.
Next time, turn that blinker off, buddy.
You can hear that, huh?
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. Like you.
All right, Forbes. So since we're gonna go where this is gonna be we're gonna wrap things up. Give me your two Royal Rumble prediction winners. Give me what you expect and what you expect for surprises.
2 Royal Rumble winners. Brock Lesnar. Lita. I already played out my scenario for the Brock Lashley match. Brock loses with help from Heyman. Surprises. Cody and Jericho. Moose, baby. I think that's it. Maybe an Okada or something.
A New Japan talent, okay.
Yep, just to face off with Nakamura for a minute.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the crowd won't know who he is. I mean, Bailey and Oscar and guys and girls like that's not really a surprise.
Yep.
Shock moments, you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of anybody else, really.
All right, Pelly.
I totally agree. I was thinking that today. I totally agree with Randy Orton going over. I think it might be out of the last 3. I think Riddle's going to be with him in the last 3. Somebody else. In the women's, I think Ronda Rousey enters and goes over. Surprise. I think that Braun Breaker is going to be in the Rumble for the men.
Interesting. I like that. Yeah.
And for the women, I guess the big surprise. I don't know. Maybe if she's willing to do it, maybe we'll see like a Trish Stratus come back and do something.
Interesting.
How about Mae Young?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Betty White.
Yeah. Maybe
right.
Bully Ray.
Yeah, right.
So here's mine.
All right, Mike.
I still say that Roman Reigns is winning it. He's gonna lose to Rollins. Surprises. Don't be too. Johnny Gargano is gonna be in the Royal Rumble. That's one of the surprises.
No way.
He's not going. He's not going to AEW. That's for sure.
All right. Remember, Mike said that.
I like it.
He has the opportunity to show up in Cleveland. He didn't show.
He will show up in AEW before WWE.
No. Can we mute him? Can we mute him, please? Because he's an idiot.
He's an NXT guy. He's an NXT guy for a while.
Yeah, he'll be in the Royal Rumble.
Ciampa too.
Yeah. For Forbidden Door, I think it's going to be either Cody or Jericho and Moose. And then again, Bray Wyatt could show up too. Who knows? Women's side, I think Ronda Rousey winning it, to be honest with you. I think bringing her back, she's going to win it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right. So I'm going to start off with the women because I have a huge scenario going down. For the women, hearing that Ronda Rousey is coming back is very interesting because I realistically was going to go with Bayley as the Royal Rumble winner. Okay, and I'll say the dark horse, if Ronda Rousey comes in and does things right, I really don't think she needs to win the Rumble in order to be relevant going into WrestleMania. But my number one is definitely I'm going to stick with Bayley, and number two would be if Ronda Rousey does come back, I could see that happening.
Bayley's a good pick, Jay. Bayley's a real good pick.
I like Bayley right now. I think she has a whole storyline that can, go all about it. The men is a very hard thing for me right now. And I'm going to say it, the reason being is the WWE, we talk about these flagship bearing type of talents that we need to be on top and carry the product. And what main event could be what main event. And I honestly believe that if Vince McMahon was going to take the right person for the job, it would be, in my heart, in my honest estimation, would be a guy. If you told me, okay, Jay, what guy on my current roster could leave the company and go to another company and ultimately go in the door and people would halt whatever they were doing for whatever talents, and this guy could erase everything and be number one right away when he walked in that door. And I'm going to say it, it's Randy Orton. If you was writing reality base wise, Randy Orton deserves to win the Royal Rumble. Let's just face it. Credibility wise, going into the Dallas wise, number of titles held wise, matches going against whether it's Roman Reigns as a champion or Brock Lesnar as a champion is an incredible scenario to build.
I only say no because they're going to build the Riddle Orton.
Yeah, I know, and hear me out.
Deserving wise, yes, I agree.
And this is why I think that the WWE, the writing wise, don't understand. And if I, like just me, myself, You could put Randy Orton to say, Riddle, I won the Royal Rumble, brother. But for the time now, it's just going to be all about Orton. Just stay. And like, why couldn't they write behind the scenes that Orton starts tripping up and it's because of Riddle's jealousy? And then at WrestleMania, when Orton's right there for the moment, for the time, that Riddle pulls that rug right from him. Things can be written, and then they can go along that storyline. You know what I'm saying? That's if you want to falter. Wrestling is written, it has to be written with ideas. And the most credible guy on that roster right now, other than an Edge or an AJ Styles, is Randy Orton. Okay? Bar none. The only other thing that I want to see happen that I would be happy with, so my pick right now is either Randy Orton or AJ Styles. I'll go with that. But in my dream world, what would I want to write right now? I want to write this group that you got coming up in the independent wrestling world that's making more headways on an independent scene. And I would love to see that even if they didn't enter the Rumble, the last Rumble participant would be their ultimate leader and would be the return of Bray Wyatt as he turns the Royal Rumble into his forbidden hell as people like whatever the name of the group is came in, they dismembered everybody.
Control your narrative.
Yep. And the narrative just come down, and they don't have to be in it just to what are these guys? No, we're not in it. And here, Kerry, and all of a sudden, just like, and that would be the only other thing.
I'd love it. I'd love that.
But is that going to happen? Probably not. So I'm going to just go with the scenario that the most credible guy on the roster, the man that could carry the company and already has carried the company on numerous occasions, Mr. Randy Orton, wins the Royal Rumble. But I do like Capelli's pick too. So those are my scenarios. And I look for Brock Lesnar to retain, and I look for Roman Reigns to retain, because I have a feeling it's going to be a three-way match. The winner of the Royal Rumble is going to go on to face Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And whatever belt, whoever he beats, that's the belt he gets. And that's what I see. You've heard it here.
Remember this: when you see Bayley show up, and she will,
yep.
her ass is going to be the size of Yokozuna's. That thing was exploding before she got hurt. You're going to be like, wow, look at that trunk.
Nothing wrong with that, buddy.
No.
All right, boys. Been a great free-for-all Friday night, and I appreciate everybody coming in, talking, and keep safe tomorrow. Hopefully we all keep our electricity and things of that nature. I have backup heat in my house. That's the only thing that's nice about living in Maine. I got a propane heater in my house.
Yeah,
hey, if the audience wants to stay on, I'm pulling up at Mike's now. We're going to do a live Rampage watch-along.
Yeah, okay. The only thing they're gonna watch is me knocking you the fuck out.
It's not even live.
Yeah, it sucks. Show sucks.
That's the only thing they're gonna see is me knocking you out and chopping that skinny little chest of yours.
Hey, that'll be more entertaining, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would be.
I caved that shit right in.
What would be really entertaining is like, Forbes has a question. It's a question type thing. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Forbes' question would be, which part of his head has more hair, the top of it or his chin?
I know. I can grab onto that beard strap and just pound your head
1,
in.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like Caillou.
Yeah. All right, you fucking bullies. I'm out of here.
Later, brother. Enjoy the show tomorrow.
All right.
I'll be out plowing it all day. It's gonna be great.
Have fun, brother. Make money. Make money, money, money. Make money, money.
Oh yeah.
All right, fellas. From me to you, thank you, Facebook.
What the hell are you wearing?
What?
What are you wearing?
Says support. It's by the Squared Circle apparel. Support Maritime Wrestling.
All right.
It's a jacket.
How you feeling, anyways?
I feel great. Nose is a little stuffy as usual. That's how I know I feel good. Never really lost any sense of smell. Nothing like that. I slept and I had a headache like you would not believe. Other than that, for 2 days, and I felt disoriented for about 4, where I couldn't. My train of thought and and I just went stir crazy for a little while.
That sounds like how I felt with diverticulitis. I was way out of it.
So, yeah. Other than that, I'm normal.
It's still bothering me now. 3 weeks later.
Well, yeah. Well, it will. You got to remember. You got to clean up your whole diet, buddy.
Yeah, I'll